Hello. In Exodus 4:10, Moses said, "I am slow of speech and of a slow tongue." Apparently, he had a speech difficulty of some shape or form. In 2 Corinthians 11, St. Paul said, "I consider that I am not in the least inferior to these super apostles. Even if I am unskilled in speaking, I am not so in knowledge." Quite some time back, I became aware that many in church are more swayed by the charisma of preachers and the persuasiveness and influence of their speech than they are by the actual content of their messages. People seem to be more likely to pay heed to someone famous, someone who heads up a big church, than they are to an unknown voice. In Numbers 22, Balaam's donkey spoke. I am not suggesting for one moment that we should visit the nearest farm or donkey sanctuary to hear God's latest oracle. The point I'm trying to make is that the Lord can speak through any mouthpiece that He so chooses. We are not to choose who tells us what we need to hear. It is the Lord who appoints His speakers and His teachers and His prophets. Caiaphas was the one who had advised the Jewish leaders that it would be good if one man died for the people. Caiaphas was the high priest that year, and he wasn't a believer because a disciple of Jesus would not want the Lord handed over to be crucified. Yet Caiaphas was speaking prophetically. Too many people will listen to a minister from a distant land, someone who doesn't know them, yet they will scorn sound advice from someone in their own congregation. Nowadays, we're accepting such charisma and we're calling it anointing. We're listening to persuasiveness and we're calling it God's oracles. We're hanging on the appeal of the famous preachers on television, maybe, and ignoring the Lord. It is the Lord who gives the utterance. I might also point out that we're listening to highly charged worship music and getting carried away in the emotional heat of the moment, and we call the music anointed as well. As Christians, we need to come to the place of putting personal preference to one side and inclining our ears to godly truths, even the truths that we don't enjoy hearing. We need to learn to think by reason rather than by feelings, and that takes humility. James 4 said, "God opposes the proud." Worthy of note is that St. James was actually addressing believers in that writing.